Okay guys, we're going to be looking at a couple of new tools here. We're going to mostly be looking at the trim and split commands. We use these commands to manipulate objects in Rhino. So I'm just going to start here by creating some primitives. I'm going to create a cylinder and I'm going to create a rectangular prism. Okay. The first command we're going to look at here is the trim command. So essentially what we do with this is we create a line through which we want to cut our objects. We do that in our planar views, so either top, front or right view. And then we use that line to cut the objects. So to make that line, we'll use a new tool called the polyline. It's essentially a very basic curve making tool. So we'll just click that. It's asking us for the start of our polyline. I'm going to do it here in the front view. I'm going to start it just here with a left click and end it just here with another left click. You'll notice that it wants to keep building. I can end that by just hitting enter. Okay, so looking at this more closely, you can see that we have two shapes and one line which crosses right through both of them. We don't want it sort of only half crossing over. The tool won't work. It has to be completely cutting through the object that we want to trim. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to use our trim command. We're going to type the letters TRIM and hit enter. The first thing it's asking us is to select our cutting objects. In this case, it's going to be the line we've selected. You can use surface edges and things like that, but most of the time what you want to do is use a curve. Okay, once we've done that, we can press enter. Okay, now it's just asking us to select our objects to trim. Now all we need to do here is click with our left mouse button in our region of the object which we want to get rid of. So in this case I'm going to get rid of the bottom of my cylinder and the top of my cube or rectangular prism. So I'll left mouse click down here and do the same up here. Okay, so you can see there that line in 3 dimensions has done a clean planar cut through our objects. That's really nice and simple. You'll also notice that that's left some holes in our objects, so they're no longer solid. They're just a couple of surfaces each that are hollow. So I'll undo that. You notice if you use it in perspective, just like that, you can also use it to trim. So it's trimmed it halfway. Again, those results can be a little bit unpredictable, so that's why we do it in the planar views. Okay, once we're done, we'll just hit enter. And there's a quick way to get these surfaces filled back in. So if we just select our object and hit cap, Rhino will automatically fill that blank surface in. This command will only work if there's a solid connected surfaces around the open surface, so I'll show you that a little bit later on. I'm going to go ahead and undo that and just quickly show you guys how you can do it with multiple curves. So I'm going to go back into my front view. I'm going to add another curve in, this time over here. I hit enter when done. Again, that's just the polyline command. Okay, I'm going to hit trim, TRIM. When it asks me to select my cutting objects, I'm going to select this one, and I'm also going to select this one by left mouse button clicking on it. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to hit enter. Now you'll notice that if I click up here, I'll get rid of this section. In here, we'll get rid of this section, and down here, we'll get rid of this section. So I'm going to get rid of the top and bottom sections. And make sure you hit enter when done. Okay. Once that's complete, I want to fill those surfaces back in. I'm just going to hit cap, C-A-P, and you'll notice that fills in both sides. Really nice and easy way to quickly close up a shape. Now that'll only work on flat surfaces. It won't make round surfaces. And also, you'll notice here, if I delete these two surfaces, just like that, and I type in cap, it won't work because there's no closed edges around it. So it's only going to work if I, for instance, delete these two and I hit cap, it'll work. It's got 4 edges to join onto, or one flat surface in this case. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete these. I'm going to create a new primitive. Again, I'll do that in my top view. This time I might create a cone. Start that off in the middle. Work on it in my front view. There you go. I'm going to this time use my line tool, my polyline, and I'm going to draw a line just like this for something a little bit different. Okay. This is a new command, so it works alongside the trim command. It's called the split command, so split. We use this when we want to split up an object, but we don't want to get rid of any of the surfaces. So it's asking me here for the object to split. So I'll click my cone first, press enter when done, and it's asking me for my cutting objects. In this case, it's going to be my curve. So that's the opposite way around from the trim tool. Press enter when done. This time it'll do it automatically, and you'll notice now that our cone has been split up into segments along that line. Okay, and again in the same way, we can select all of these, we can hit cap, and they'll all close up for us. To select multiple objects, remember you just hit, you click once and then you hold shift and you can click to add to your selection, and we'll hit cap there. Okay, so that is the split and trim tools. Again, we just use a polyline just here to do that. Once you're done with the curve, if you don't want it anymore, you can just delete that. Alright, thanks guys.